Good morning, students. We are doing chapter structure of atom. In this chapter, we have discussed about the various structure and the proposed model of an atom. Till now, we have discussed about Thomson model, Rutherford model, and the Bohr's model. We have learned about the Thomson model. There was a positive sphere in which the electrons was embedded. Okay. In the Rutherford model, we have studied that he has taken a gold foil, and in the gold foil, what the Rutherford has passed? Alpha particle. What is the meaning of alpha particle? It is double positively charged helium atom. Okay, it is double positively charged helium atom. Okay, so in the Rutherford model, what was the conclusion? This was conclusion that a very small part is occupied in the center of the atom, which is called as the nucleus, and the majority of the dense part, it is inside the atom, that is the inside the nucleus. Okay, and in the Bohr's model, we have studied that the electrons, they are revolving on the discrete orbit, and we can name this orbit as the K, L, M, and N shell. Okay, so this was the Bohr's model. Now today what we are doing, we are comparing all the three model of an atom. The first, if the question comes in the examination, you have to compare or you have to write difference between all the three models. Then we are doing the difference of the three model, that is Thomson, Rutherford, and Bohr's model. Okay, so first point you will be writing, we know that in the Thomson model it consists of the positive sphere. This is the positive sphere, and in which what are embedded? The electrons are embedded in it. Okay, so we can write that it consists of positive charge sphere, and the electrons are embedded in the positive charged sphere. Okay, and the number of these electrons and the protons, these are equivalent, so we can say that this atom is electrically neutral. In the Rutherford, after the doing experiment, we have concluded that the positive charge is concentrated in the nucleus. Okay, why? Because out of 12,000, one was rebound. Second, the nucleus is surrounded by a system of electrons. The Rutherford have told that the electrons is revolving, but the concept of the shell was not be given by the Rutherford, it was given by the Bohr's model. Okay, so what was the Bohr's model? It consists of the positive charge which is present at the core of the nucleus, and the electrons are, this is the more important postulate of the Bohr's, that the electrons are revolving under the discrete orbit or the shell, and we can name that K, L, M, and N. Okay, and number of the electrons accommodated by it, that we have already discussed. You all know it is how to calculate the number of electron, that is 2n square. Okay, so like this, when the question it is asked, you have to compare the three model, Thomson, Rutherford, and the Bohr's. You will be writing the points and you will draw the diagram to completely show all the three models. Now we know that inside the nucleus, what is there? There are three subparticles of the atom. The first one, it is the electron which revolve around the discrete orbit. Another is the neutron and the proton. And now there is a word which is called nucleon. Now what is the meaning of the nucleon? Nucleon means together the electron and the proton, it is called as the nucleon. Okay, so the electrons are revolving, and what is residing inside the nucleus? That is the neutron and the proton. Okay, so we are comparing the properties of electron, proton, and neutron. Okay, now basic idea we are having, we have studied the chapter atom molecule also. In that already we know that the electrons, these are negatively charged, proton are the positively charged, and neutrons are the neutral in charge. Okay, so in this class we are comparing the properties of electron. In this class we are comparing the properties of electron, proton, and the neutron. Now first basic thing, you should know the symbol of each atomic particle, that is electron is represented by E, and this bar. Okay, so this represents the electron, the small p is the denotation of the proton, and the small n is the denotation of the neutron. Now relative charges that we already know, electron we can represent it as a +1 charge, proton -1 charge, and neutron, since it is the it is the neutral in charge, so we can write as the 0. Okay, now next important thing that you have to learn here is the mass of the electron, proton and neutron. You should know the mass of the one electron, it is 9.1 multiply 10 to the power minus 31. Okay, so whenever the mass of an you have to write down the mass as 9.1 multiply 10 to the power minus 31 kg. If the proton, if you consider, it is 1.6 multiply 10 to the power minus 27, and neutron, if you consider, it is 1.6 multiply 10 to the power minus 27. This proton and the neutron, these are of equal masses, but the electrons are having the mass of 9.1 multiply 10 to the power minus 31 kg. Okay, so this is today we are studying the two topic, that is the comparison of all the three model. So in short, if we consider, this is the comparison. It consists of positive charge sphere in which electrons are embedded, and the Rutherford, we have concluded that the positive, all the dense part and the positive part, that is reside inside the nucleus. And in the Bohr's model, the various shells are there, and that shells are there in which the electrons are revolving. Okay, so this was the basic difference between the Thomson, Rutherford and the Bohr's model. And next that you should know, that is the symbol and the properties of the electron, proton and the neutron. The electron, it is symbol, it is like this, E and the bar. Proton, it is a small p. Neutron, it is a small n. The relative charges that are already with the familiar with. Electrons, it is electrons. Proton, you do the correction here. Proton, it is +1, and electrons you have to write down as the -1. Okay, and neutron, it is 0. Okay, so electron, it is relative charge is -1. Proton, it is +1, and neutron, it is 0. And their masses are 9.1 multiply 10 to the power minus 31, 1.6 multiply 10 to the power minus 27, and 1.6 minus 27 is the same mass as that of the proton, that is neutron. So in today's class we have studied that the atom consists of the electron which are revolving, and inside the nucleus what is residing? Proton and neutron, and the various comparison of the proposed model of an atom, that is Thomson, Rutherford and the Bohr's model. So after learning all this, you are supposed to write all these things in the revision copy. You have to write in the notebook, but after learning you should write in your revision copy.